Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
The Jets report to training camp on Tuesday. Their starting center just got back from his honeymoon. Joe Tippmann is joining us to talk all things New York Jets. Let's hit it and get it started.
Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season. We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We got a lot to talk about, and we are joined right now by a very special guest. He is fresh off his honeymoon. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jets starting center, Joe Tippmann. Joe, thanks for coming on.
No, I appreciate you having me on, Jake.
I mean, what has the last, 2 weeks been like for you? You get married right to the honeymoon? I mean, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. You know, there was a little bit of running I had to do today to shake off some of the food I was eating out in Martha's Vineyard, but definitely got that taken care of. Got another run tomorrow, and then ready for camp.
So, what to you was more nerve-wracking? You know, getting ready to get married and all the emotions that go with that, or maybe playing in the NFL, your first ever game last season?
I would say probably I mean, it's definitely hard. It's a toss-up because I had to be scared of my wife, not the whole situation. I can deal with a crowd, shaking hands and everything, but I had to worry about if I screwed up. I knew she would never let me hear the end of it. But I don't know. Last year, starting in the first game that I started in, it was kind of like that third game of the season, it kind of just rolled into it. I kind of got the nod. They were like, you're going to be starting this week. And I had no time to even kind of stress out, get worried about it. It was just kind of rolled right into it.
It's so interesting talking to you about you getting married, because it wasn't just you on the offensive line that recently got married. We saw photos emerge of Carter Warren get married. Tyron Smith got married. What's up with the Jets offensive line all getting married this summer, Joe?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't exactly know where that came from. Carter was he just got engaged. But Tyron had his wedding. It was funny. My agent, he called me. Me and Tyron have the same agent. And he was saying, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to. And I was like, hey, it's not a worry. You've had Tyron for the past, 30 years? So it was no big deal, but it was awesome. And it was a great weekend for the O-line.
So I want to go back to something you alluded to, right? You kind of got thrusted into the starting lineup last year and not at your natural position, right? You were supposed to be the center. You're sitting behind Connor McGovern being groomed for that role. All of a sudden, the Jets need you to go in there and play guard. Kind of take us back to what that whole process was like. Did you feel ready for that opportunity when it was kind of sprung on you because of all the injuries?
Yeah, no, I definitely say I was ready for it. I didn't expect it, though. Going into the end of camp, I kind of was able to talk to my agent. I told him, I was like, yeah, it looks like I'm not going to be starting. He was like, oh, no worry, you'll be starting by the third game. And I was like, all right, dude, whatever, I don't know what you're thinking, but whatever. And then next thing you know, I called him that week. I was like, hey, Joe, I'm starting. So, but it was a good spot. And even though I was kind of getting groomed for that kind of right behind Connor position at center, I definitely was ready to be sprung in there. Connor was somebody who really helped me out, really got me ready for just kind of the NFL in general. He was a great mentor to me, and I always still talk to him, still tell him how much I appreciate him for that. And especially when we were, that first game, he kind of was able to be like, hey, as all the nerves that I was having, he kind of was able to bring me back down and be like, just listen to the calls and let's just go. And yeah, so it was a great experience.
What do you like when you look back on last year, and everyone knows the stat if you follow, the Jets, 13 different offensive line combinations in 17 games. You were a part of that, right? You were in and out of the lineup, and then you were able to kind of solidify yourself as this team's center down the stretch. What do you remember the most? What kind of stands out about last year? How could what happened last year with all the injuries and everything that you guys had to go through from an adversity standpoint, how does that now help you guys going into 2024?
Well, I think one big thing is, those guys that were kind of getting fumbled around, getting thrown in there, those are guys that are going to be around this year. So I think that kind of really helps to solidify things, as the depth. Those were guys that I was playing with, Chris Glazer, Xavier Newman, Wes Schweitzer, all guys who jumped in there and were able to, play their asses butts off. Sorry.
You can say it. It's all
okay.
Good.
Play their asses off and kind of get after it in there. And now we brought in John Simpson, we brought in Morgan, we brought in Tyron, we got AVT coming back. So I think, the sky is the limit for our O-line, and just the amount of depth that we're going to have is something that's really going to solidify us this season.
So the O-line's been revamped. I mean, projected right now, week 1, we're talking about 4 of the 5 starters are going to be brand new. That includes yourself, of course. And obviously, QB1, Aaron Rodgers, should be, I'm going to knock on every wood I can find around here, should be back under center when you guys are gearing up on Monday night against the Niners. Take us back to your experience last summer, getting a chance to work with Aaron and your relationship with him throughout the OTAs where you were getting an opportunity to really work with him up close as the team starting center.
Yeah. And, going back to my first OTAs with him, it was like, I saw him as this, this guy up here, he was helping me out, but, I just wasn't able to build that relationship with him. And that was duly on my part, just because I was kind of, in a way, kind of scared of him. But then, we went through that whole season. He took some time off and he was, flying around, getting all his, getting his stuff, getting himself in order. And then he was able to come back, and then he just helped me so much towards the end of last season, just, being able to talk ball. And then, we took our O-line trip, got to go hang out in Vegas, growing that relationship, growing the room. And then going into OTAs this year, we had that solid relationship where, he was able to he's always helping me out. And it always kind of baffles me how much he knows about O-line, because he'll go and we'll be, talking about something. And he's like, hey, maybe you want to step with your right foot instead of your left foot here. And I look at it and I'm like, yeah, no, that is 100% right. So he's able to coach me up in every aspect of the game. And I think, in part that came from him coming to OTAs this year and being there and really helping me out, helping the O-line out through that whole time.
I'm glad you brought that up because so much was made of Aaron missing the 2 minicamp days, but he was at all the other OTA workouts, which, as you know, there's no difference between an OTA practice and a minicamp practice. It's just labeled something different. So What's your take on people slamming your quarterback because he chose to not be at those 2 days of minicamp?
Yeah, we were doing the exact same thing for, 5 weeks it was every single day. For him to miss those 2, he's Aaron Rodgers. There's not much I can say, but I talked to him beforehand. I talked to him, during kind of that time. And I know that he's always got the team's best interest at heart. So I was, very happy to see him all through OTAs and ready to see him going into the season.
He did an interview, Joe, where he raved about obviously your physical talents, but your smarts as well. We hear about how complicated the Aaron Rodgers offense with Nathaniel Hackett could be at times, all the different things that Aaron has control over. When you hear a Hall of Famer, a 4-time MVP, rave about you as a player, does that boost your confidence? What were your thoughts when Aaron's talking you up?
Yeah, no, it definitely did. I had my mom and, my dad, my family all sharing that with me whenever, that came out. And it's a good feeling. And just knowing that he has my back and especially going into this season and that, he can know that I will always have his back, especially as an O-line, especially as a center. It's a great feeling. It's just, I know that he'll be able to make me better. Hopefully I can make him better and we can keep him safe.
So speaking of centers, we as Jet fans, we know a lot of things, Joe. We know about oftentimes, unfortunately, poor quarterback play, pain, misery, but we also know what great center play looks like because in the Jets' history, they have had some phenomenal centers, including this guy who you got a chance to work with up close during OTAs. Can you give us some insight into what Jet legend Nick Mangold is coaching you up on here?
So right here, he's just coaching me up on it's a specific techniques, specific footwork for running some gap and inside zone. But just being able to kind of throw stuff at him. You know, he gave me his number. He told me reach out anytime that I'm available, like saying he's available to help me out. And that's just a great feeling because he's awesome. He's really helped me out, and he's really been able to kind of just like be there for me when I need to ask questions. And then having him at practice is so helpful just because, you know, as soon as like right here in this video, I came straight to him after, you know, one rep where I took it and I was like, you know, that just didn't really feel right. And I took a beeline straight for Mangold, and he was able to kind of talk me through it, talk me how he would do it, kind of how he could see me doing it. So not exactly the same as him. So that's kind of like where he really helps me. And he's an awesome guy for it, and, you know, an awesome center as well. So it was a great feeling.
Did he offer any barbecue sauce, Joe? Nick Mangold's got a great barbecue line.
Yeah, so when I got drafted, first day showing up at the locker, there was I had 2 bottles of his barbecue sauce, which is awesome. Very tasty barbecue sauce. And but yeah, I was really surprised, you know, for him to be, you know, especially me just being that drafted guy just coming in and, you know, young guy, probably looks kind of like, you know, arrogant on my part. But for him to do that, that was a great feeling. And he definitely, it was definitely some damn good barbecue.
Love to hear that. Now, you know, for you, I think a lot of Jet fans were so excited when the team drafted you for sure. But then they learned that growing up, you're very close with former Jet Jason Fabini. Can you get into that relationship? How exactly do you know one of the more successful Jets offensive linemen over the last 25, 30 years?
Yeah, so Jason was actually, he was married to my dad's first cousin. So I grew up with all his kids. He actually coached me 5th grade through senior year of high school. You know, he coached me through the kind of the middle school circuit right into the high school circuit. But, you know, and then also one of his sons was actually just in my wedding. So like, you know, we grew up real close. Jason was at the wedding, but he's been somebody that helped me through the entire process this whole time, you know, with the collegiate process and then kind of the whole NFL process. And he was actually at my draft day. One of his younger sons, not the one that was in my wedding, but the younger one, he actually wore a Jets shirt to my draft party. So it's just a whole kind of awesome experience. And then kind of just to come all the way back around and kind of me, I don't know, I like to think of Phil in his shoes. And he was a great mentor to me, still is, still talk to him, still every time I'm in town, I'm getting lunch, dinner, whatever it is with him. He's definitely got great food choices.
Did he give you some great recommendations on where to eat in Jersey and New York?
No, not exactly, because he was in when it was back in Hofstra. So He's got all the Long Island recommendations, and but he has given me some good food recommendations in the city, and he's been good for that.
Have you enjoyed your New York experience? I mean, of course, you know, you played in Wisconsin, and it's completely different than where you are now. What has it been like for you adjusting to living in New York, New Jersey, in that area?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been a great adjustment. Like, you know, that first season, it was like I stuck around Jersey. You know, I maybe made it into the city once or twice, just, you know, didn't really have the time for it. It was kind of just like, you know, I'm trying to just learn my shit and keep going. But then once this, you know, kind of towards the end of last season, I started going into the city a little bit more. And then this past OTAs, I mean, we had a great time. I think we went and saw 3 different Broadway shows. We were in the city every weekend with the O-line. So it was an awesome feeling getting to actually immerse myself into the New York City culture and kind of really, really step into there. And I've had a great time. The people are great. People are awesome. Can't complain.
Now, I'm a Yankee fan, Joe, so I see that Yankee hat, and I'm like, all right, he made the right choice with the baseball.
Yeah, I haven't made it to a game yet, but definitely I know where my head's at.
I love it. Now, let me ask you this, because you bring up the O-line kind of coming together, the different things you're doing. You know, a year ago, you were in a similar situation that Olu Fashanu is going through right now, where the Jets, of course, drafted him. He's expected to sit behind Tyron Smith. You were supposed to be sitting behind Connor McGovern until, as we talked about, you had an opportunity to play week 3, like your agent said. So what advice would you give Olu as he kind of gears up here for his rookie season?
Like I've told him already, I mean, just put your head down and keep working. He may not have that starting job right in the season, but it's a long season. There's plenty of opportunities everywhere on the field. So I think, and so far he has done an awesome job. Just seeing him work through OTAs, work through practice, working through the playbook. He's an awesome kid. He's a really smart kid, and he's been doing really well. So I don't even have much to say to him except make sure he's got good snacks in the O-line room.
Is that a requirement for the rookies?
That is a requirement.
I love that. That's awesome. We're talking with Joe Tippmann here on the Jake Asman Show. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. So excited to get Joe on. And Joe, when you look back to this offensive line from last year, I mean, for the second year in a row, Elijah Vera-Tucker suffers a season-ending injury in Denver, and after AVT went down, we've seen this now 2 years in a row, the entire offensive production for the Jets took a major nosedive. So your thoughts being around AVT, what he provides, standing next to you at that guard spot now, and can you give us any update on how he's looked in his recovery to be ready for the start of the season?
Yeah, I mean, he's always working, and he's always working to get his body better. I don't know what I can actually say. I'm just kind of going to work around that. But AVT is an awesome, awesome player. He's an awesome guy to be around. And he's somebody like, especially me, kind of just hopping in there. Like, I think it was the Broncos game where he was playing tackle and I was playing guard. He's just an awesome, awesome player to be in there. He brings out, like, he's not someone who's going to be talking a bunch, but he is somebody who kind of just boosts your confidence having him next to you, just the way, the way he plays, the way he moves, the way he listens. And that sounds kind of, oh, I don't know what just happened there.
You're telling everyone to like the video. I'll take it.
Yeah. But just, kind of the way he approaches the game, the way he plays in every game, he's always like, you come off the sideline, he's got a smile on his face. It's a great feeling having him in there. So I'm very excited to have him back, be able to play next to him. I'm ready to see what he can do this year because, he was having a great season last year. And then unfortunately, shit happens. And so the way he's bounced back from that and the way he's kept kind of his head on straight, I know he's going to do something special this year.
Do you guys look at the season like we as fans do, man, just keep Aaron healthy and this team is so good? Like you as an offensive lineman have a direct, relationship with keeping Aaron Rodgers upright and protecting him. Do you guys, take pride in kind of, being unified in that regard that, hey, like we protect Aaron, we're going to be a damn good team because look at this roster we have? Yeah,
absolutely. And I think that was something that we saw in kind of our approach in OTAs, kind of, we're definitely working on the run game, working through it. But, the focus that we've had on the pass game and, what we know we can do, it's just, we've taken it to a whole different level. And I'm excited to see this whole line, when we come together, what we're going to do this year.
You brought up the run game. I am as big of a Breece Hall fan as anyone out there. I think he is a superstar. I think the rest of the league does not realize just how special this guy is. You see it up close. Your thoughts on Breece with Aaron back, the revamped O-line you're a part of going into now his third year with the Jets?
Yeah, Breece is definitely something special. Kind of his approach to every single game, every single week, and then just seeing him there in the huddle, the energy that he brings, it's kind of different. He's kind of an eccentric guy. He's a little bit different, but the way he is in the huddle, just calm, cool all the time. Even when he scores the touchdown, you'll see him finish in there, drop the ball, and start walking towards the sidelines. And some people may think like, whatever. Like I love to see that shit. Just how much he's like, he does this, and he's gonna keep doing this. I love to see it, and I love watching Breece run the ball.
When you look at like what you guys have to do offensively, what are some of the things now as we transition to training camp and you guys are going to be there on Tuesday? What are some of the immediate goals Keith Carter, your offensive line coach, is preaching to you guys to get ready for the season?
Yeah, I think one of the big things for us was kind of the whole I can't think of the word, the community of the O-line room. I like what our plans are and how we're going to attack it is something that we worked on a lot this offseason. We came together. Culture, that's what I was looking for. The culture of the O-line room, that's something that we worked on a lot. And that's something, we kind of came together as an O-line, without Keith, and this is nothing against Keith. Keith kind of coordinated it, but we decided how we're going to do it, how we're going to approach it, and we're excited just to put that plan into action and get to work this camp.
When you kind of feel like, I guess the best way to describe it is like last year it was all new for you. Everything was being thrown at you at once. How much more comfortable do you feel now, right? You're going into year 2. Do you feel like you've been in the NFL now a full year? You had that first year underneath you, and you feel comfortable now in this offense going into that second season?
Absolutely. And that was definitely evident through OTAs. Like, I mean, just that last OTAs and going into camp, like I never felt like I had the grasp on the playbook like I do now. Going into these OTAs, last OTAs, in my rookie year, I mean, every single word that came out of coach's mouth, I was writing down. I'm taking notes. Even if, he explains a play, he explains it again the next day, I'm going to retake the entire play down. And still at that point, it was like, okay, I think I get it. This year it was like, I'd sit in the O-line room. I don't need to write that. I don't need to write that, because it was all already locked in up here. And that was a great feeling just because, it was like I could take a step back now that the playbook was so solidified into my brain. And then I could, take that next step forward on, I'm going to work on, my individual footwork for each and every play, not just, run it like every other play, but just try and make sure I'm getting to the right people. Now I could step back and be like, okay, how do I want to attack this? How do I want to approach this block, this pass pro, and all that. So that was definitely something that was definitely changed and something that was huge for me.
We're going to do some fan questions here before we wrap up. But Joe, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about your legendary, I'd call it, mullet. I mean, we as Jet fans, we saw Nick Mangold rock the beard and the long hair for all those years. He was a part of the Jet organization, and you've kind of followed suit with the mullet and the beard. Break that down for us. So what goes into the Joe Tippmann facial hair and then hairstyle?
Yeah, I mean, the facial hair is something that definitely changes up for me. There's definitely a lot of times in camp where I'll end up shaving the facial hair, just go with the mustache, maybe just with a goatee. There's been a time where I had some chops in here. So that's kind of where there's some leeway for me, but the hair stays the hair. I'm going to have the mullet. It's going to be in there. It's a little long, could be cleaned up right now, but it's got to be hanging out the back at all times. So I just got to make sure I keep it long enough. And it's something that I kind of actually started in college, but funny story actually. Like my mom told me all my life, no, I can't grow my hair out. My hair would be super straight. There'd be no curl to it. And then finally I did, when I turned, 20, I was like, what, my mom can't keep telling me I can't grow my hair out. So I finally did. I actually had to tell her that she was a liar, and she lied to me my whole life.
Wow. I love that. So, I mean, you're basically being a rebel now with this hairstyle in your family. I'm guessing your wife is on board with the hair, the facial hair. I mean, she's the one who just married you a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when it started, when I first was growing it out, she was like, oh, I don't really like it. I don't like, I hope it's just something you keep for a little bit. And now I actually got her on board to where she's making recommendations. She's like, well, maybe the back should be a little bit longer, a little tighter on the top. And that's what I love to see.
I love it. That's awesome. All right, comments, questions for Joe Tippmann. We'll do as many as we can and be respectful of his time, of course. This one's from Andrew Fialco. He's my weekly film guy, Joe. He does great work on JetsXFactor.com. Him and I are like the biggest Joe Tippmann fans out there when we talk about you going into the season. He's got an X and O question for you. He says, big fan, Tip, at the line of scrimmage with a guy like AR, how much of the protection calls are going through you, or is Aaron mostly getting to the line and dictating where the line should slide / where the mic is?
Yeah, so, I mean, as soon as we get up there, he makes his play call in the huddle, and we get up there, and, I'm going to make my calls, and then Aaron, at any point, especially with him, he could be like, oh, no, let's go here, or he could walk up there and be like, nope, we're running a completely different play. And that's what I love about him, because he's going to sit there and he's going to get us to the same page every play. And that's something that, you can't just, not every quarterback's going to be able to do, especially, I mean, I don't know if any other quarterback can do it as good, as fast, and as clearly as Aaron can, because it has something to do with him just, being able to recognize what we see, and then, he could, when he comes up there, he sees what I'm seeing, but he's like, hey, no, like pull it back one. And I'm confident enough in him that I'm like, yes, that's exactly what we should do. He's making the calls at that point. So, we get up there, there's my calls, and then he can overrule it at any point. And as soon as he does that, everybody's on board. Everybody's just as confident. And then at that point, it's my job to get the rest of the O-line on the same page. And that's definitely something that grew through OTAs.
Mike D's nuts with a question. Very simple. What's it like snapping the ball to Aaron Rodgers?
It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. It's just like, something that I always say is he's been in the NFL since I was 5 years old. So that's something that is kind of a surreal experience to me. But, as I've been carrying on, keep doing it, it's like, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be. That's where he's supposed to be. And let's just go. Let's just do it. And it's awesome. It's a great feeling.
I mean,
that's probably my most common question, though.
That's probably true. Now, you were at Wisconsin when Aaron's winning, back-to-back MVP. So it's like it must be surreal for you to be the guy that's now the starting center snapping Aaron Rodgers the ball with the Jets.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And when I was up in, I kind of grew up always just a little bit of a Packers fan, just because came through my dad. We were Colts fans, Dallas fans, and then Packers fans. And, just growing up watching him and then, really kind of buying into that, being a Packers fan when I was up there with Wisconsin, because that was pretty much your only option when you're up there. But it was, a great feeling just being able to go from, watching him every single week to being like, okay, now we're on the same team. Now I'm snapping to him. It's a great feeling.
What did you think of his mustache when he was rocking that during OTAs?
It's the mustache kicks ass.
I love it. Rat Diddy wants to know, Joe, what teammate do you smack talk the most on Big Ten football?
Oh, that's hard, but I would say I don't know, actually. I mean, I definitely me and Zach Kuntz get to talking a lot of shit between each other. But it's hard to say because he was at Penn State for, I think 3 years, then transferred to ODU, and we never actually beat Penn State. So, and I'm definitely not going to talk any to Jeremy Ruckert because I think we were 0-2 playing the Ohio State. So around Ruckert, I kind of just keep my mouth shut.
That's fair. We love Ruckert on this show. I'm a Long Island guy, and he's the pride of Long Island, so we're excited for Jeremy this year, no doubt.
Yeah, hometown hero over there.
That's right. Chef Kevin writes in, big fan tip, met you at the Jets draft party. You signed my hoodie. What's your favorite thing to eat during the offseason?
Pizza. It's definitely pizza, especially out here. I mean, that's my guilty pleasure is getting into pizza. And then I would also say friendlies. OTAs, I had a lot of friendlies. If you know what that is, I'm not sure. It was my first experience when I moved out here. I was actually living dangerously close to a Friendlies, so I had a lot of frenzies from there.
That is great. What was your go-to order besides the frenzy? Were you getting the chicken nuggets? You getting the burgers?
No, it was honey barbecue chicken bacon melt or something. It's like a grilled cheese with chicken tenders and bacon on there. It's real good.
That is tremendous. Purple Belt Mike writes in, what player has taken the biggest step in 2024? You can say yourself, too.
Well, I'd say one myself. And then I would say there's definitely been a lot of D linemen that have taken some big leaps, and I'm really good to see that out of them. I'd say Jeremy Ruckert's definitely taken a big step. Just seeing the way he could he is one of the smartest players, I had the pleasure of being around, just seeing how he kind of handles himself in the meeting rooms, in the locker room, and then out on the field. What he's been doing is awesome. So I'm really excited for him this year.
That's great. People are definitely going to be excited about that. I just thought of this, given your answer there, talking about the D-line. I mean, how great is it that the Jets defensive line is as good as it is, that you guys get a chance to go up against them in practice all the time? Like, I'd imagine, maybe the toughest D-line you face all year is the D-line you face every day at practice, right?
No doubt. And it definitely makes training camp a little bit harder. But it's a great feeling, and we're able to know that we are getting better every day because of it. And just being able to especially Quinnen. He's definitely a guy that really took me under his wing as soon as we got there. And it wasn't like, specific things, but every day after practice, he was kind of just telling me, like, keep working, you're kicking ass out there. And that was something that really, really helped with my confidence. And then, he was able to talk to me before every single game. He would just be like, oh, their D-line, I'm not going to say exactly what he was saying, but he was kind of.
Uh-oh. Work on getting Joe back here shortly. He's on his phone, so my guess is someone maybe called him here. We'll see if we can get him booted up here. That's a great answer he's given us here on Quinnen. Hit the like button if you're tuning in. We'll try and get Joe back here shortly. He'll reconnect. Appreciate everyone who's tuned in so far. Tip is awesome. And I want to give a huge shout-out to Neil, who did get a chance to talk with Joe before this show started. So we made sure that happened. Neil in Garden City, one of our legendary callers, is the guy who made this all happen because he ran into Joe on vacation. Next thing I know, I'm getting a FaceTime. And now Joe Tippmann is joining us on the show. Let's see if we got Joe back with us. I think we do. Joe, you hear me okay?
Yeah, my bad. I turned my Do Not Disturb on. Somehow a phone call still came through.
You're good. No worries. I mean, by the way, that FaceTime photo that I just showed right here, I mean, you had the braids then. Are we going to see the braids coming back at any point?
No. I think those braids, that was just that was Dominican Republic thing. So I think those are definitely not going to make an appearance, at least this season. But it was great to see Neil down there. It was, awesome to be able to kind of, we were just sitting right next to a cabana right next to him. And, I could see him looking at me a little bit. And then he was like, hey, Joe. I was like, yeah. And then, we got to talking. I think we had a cigar together. So it was awesome.
I love that. That is a great story. He's as big of a Jet fan as anyone. So he represents this fan base. And I mean, I think that's another kind of jumping off point to ask you about here before we wrap, Joe. Like the passion from the Jet fan. I mean, what were your expectations going in and being a year now in the league, going into year two, interacting with fans all the time? What have been your impressions of this fan base?
Yeah. Oh no. Awesome. It's been awesome. You hear people talk about Jets fans and, kind of New Yorkers, I was thinking they're going to be really hostile, not welcoming, not inviting, but, the fans have been awesome. They're always supportive, diehard fans. And it's just been great to be able to kind of immerse myself in with them and, getting to know them, getting to build relationships with them. It's been an awesome feeling. And the Jets fans are the best.
I love that. That is awesome. This one is from Evan, who says, Joe, can you give us a positive Nate Hackett story? He gets a lot of flack from fans, but you're in the building with him every day.
Yeah. Coach Hackett is definitely, in my opinion, one of the best offensive coordinators in the NFL. He is an awesome guy. He's the same person day in and day out, no matter what's going on, no matter what's happening. And, his meetings, he's always going to keep it very entertaining. He's going to keep everybody engaged. I can't say too much, but Hackett is somebody who's a great guy, and he's it's always awesome just to, kind of get to grow with him and grow from him. But one story I can throw out there is we happened to go to the Morgan Wallen concert at MetLife, and we had the pleasure of running into him there. And I can't say exactly what went down, but we had a good time.
How about that? Hackett doesn't strike me as a Morgan Wallen guy. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he was up there. Unfortunately, he got to be up in the pits when we were, sitting up in the stands, unfortunately. So
wait a second. The Jets couldn't hook you guys up with sweet tickets for Morgan Wallen?
Not exactly.
Well, come on, Woody. What are we doing here?
Come on, Woody.
Couple more for you, Joe. I'm going to try and pick some of the best ones here. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Mark wants to know, what can we expect from Braylon Allen? I mean, another Badger joining the Jets, Joe. Your thoughts on that?
Oh, it's awesome. Braylon is a guy who, he came into Wisconsin. He was a 17-year-old. He was supposed to be going into his senior year, and then he just, I like to say he just showed up at the front door at Wisconsin. And, I was, like, oh, who is this guy, whatever. And then next thing you know, I see him power cleaning 405, and then the first day of practice, he runs over like 4 or 5 guys. I was like, yeah, you know what? I think I can block for this guy. So I think, Braylon's an awesome guy. He's one of the hardest working running backs that I know, and I know that he's going to, wherever it is, whether it be special teams, in the running back room, he's definitely someone who's going to make an impact.
Gator McCluskey checks in. With all the outside noise and distractions this team has dealt with in the last year, what's the biggest misconception about the players and your quarterback?
I don't exactly know how to answer that question. All I can say is, there's definitely a lot of outside noise, and I think maybe a misconception is that, we're not in there working our asses off every single day, having a great time and getting better at the game. Aaron, missed OTAs. It's not like he wasn't there every single day working his ass off, getting better, getting us better at each and every day. So I think that's definitely a misconception, and I think we're going to be better this year because of it.
I love that. Let's see. This one here is from Nate, who says, thanks for connecting with the fans. I already wanted the number 66 jersey. Did any rookie stand out in a, wow, this guy can really play amongst the guys during OTAs?
Yeah, there's plenty of rookies that stood out. One of them being Olu. Just seeing the way he handled himself, the way he moves. Seeing the highs of his game. He's somebody that it was never something that I was like really thinking of, but his grip strength is something that I saw each and every day in practice, and I was like holy shit, that's something that's going to take him far, and it's awesome to see him. Braylon, someone else, Isaiah Davis. It's Davis. I can't always remember his first name. Always talking to just refer to him as Davis. He was somebody who, him and Braylon, and then obviously Brees, but they were just running the shit out of that ball, and I like to see that.
I love that answer. That's going to fire up this fan base. This one's from Genergy. Tippmann, I need to know, what music pumps you up pregame? Share the playlist.
So I'm actually pretty out there when it comes to that pregame music. I kind of usually go towards something that's more going to mellow me out. But I listen to a lot of Johnny Cash before the game. Townes Van Zandt, I don't know if anyone knows that. What is his? Bill Withers. Always listening to Bill Withers before the games. I don't know where it came from, but it's just something that I like to do. And it's kind of, if people usually are like, they'll pick up my phone to see what I got on, and then their face is like, the hell is this guy listening to? But that's kind of what gets me going right before the game. And then I have one song, I can't really say what it is, but I have one song that I play right before going out there every time. And it's Hard For by Kevin Gates.
I was going to say, I was going to make a deal with you. I was going to say, if the Jets win a Super Bowl this year, Joe, you got to come back on the show. You got to reveal what the song is.
I'll still definitely come back on, especially after our Super Bowl win. But I already gave it away.
I love it. Here for the Bees. We're going to wrap up here with Joe Shirtley. Joe, so excited to watch you play this year. I knew you were a stud the second I saw that hair. Who are your top 3 favorite offensive linemen of all time?
I would say definitely appreciate it for one. But I would say Mangold, he's somebody that, before becoming a Jet, I wasn't watching as much. He was a great center, but I kind of, I did a lot of watching guards, just, seeing them move. So until getting here, I wasn't really watching Mangold, but Mangold is somebody who I've really, really took off and loved to watch play. Zach Martin's one. He's an awesome guy. I actually, through the family and whatnot, I kind of know him a little bit. He's married to Tyler Eifert's sister, and I grew up with Tyler Eifert's little brother. So, he was somebody that kind of was through the whole college process and then into the NFL. He was someone that kind of would reach out and help me out. And just being able to watch his film, the way he's played, the career that he's had. And then Travis Frederick, he was the guy, coming from Wisconsin. He was the guy that I really like to watch. He's one of the, from what I've heard, he's one of the strongest centers that's played. And I think I've learned a lot from all 3 of those guys, and those guys have been someone that I've watched really closely.
Final super chat question. Ace of Spade wants to know, Joe, who was your toughest matchup in your first year?
Quinnen. That was definitely Quinnen was the guy that he was giving me work every single day, and he's somebody who definitely made me better. But aside from that, I would say either Chris Jones or Fletcher Cox. And unfortunately, against Fletcher, I ended up going down with a little bit of a quad injury, so I didn't really get to finish that one. But he was definitely giving me some fits, and so was Chris Jones. But it was awesome to be able to play against those guys, 10-year plus guys that are legends in the game. So those are two guys that I love playing against.
That is awesome. Well, Joe, I speak on behalf of this fan base. We can't wait to see you in year 2. We can't wait for training camp to start on Tuesday. They started allowing season ticket holders and fans to get tickets to all the practices that are open for the fans this summer for camp. And they sold out, I think, in like 10 minutes. So this fan base is starving for meaningful games late in the year. We can't wait to see what you do this year, man.
Awesome. Appreciate you having me on, Jake.
He's Joe Tippmann. My name is Jake Asman. Joe, thanks again. I'm going to take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll continue the show with some of your calls. He's Joe Tippmann. Once again, shout out to Joe for coming on the show. Quick break, and we're back. It's the Jake Asman Show right here on YouTube. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. The show continues right after this.
Is there any truth to the rumor you're having Knoble on your show?
Maybe.
Who the fuck do you think you are, Charles? I'm the Canobly, and I'm playing for the Jets next year. You better get used to it, motherfucker, because I'm coming to get you.
Did you see the interview we did with Knoble yesterday when he called in?
No, I did not.
I'm just kidding, Charles. I love you, man. You're the greatest. I just want to be your friend, okay? So please be my friend, motherfucker.
All right. Charles, thank you for the time today. Last night on a radio station in this town known as The Fan, WFAN, Keith McPherson took a call from Bobby Midnight, who wanted to ask some questions about Knoble.
All right, let's go back to Bob in Vermont.
I wanted to ask you, what do you think the Jets and Giants will do on the draft, your choices? And also, do you ever hear of a player from college called Knoble?
Knobu? From what school?
College.
Yeah, but what college?
It's just college. Do you ever hear that guy's name?
No, I've never heard of Knobu from college.
Knoble.
Knobo from college? What position does he play?
He plays offense and defense.
He plays offense and defense? He's a two-way guy?
Yep, that's what he said.
How do you spell the last name?
Knoble. I can't remember how you spell it. It starts with K, I know that.
Okay, because I'm spelling it wrong on Google.
No, Knoble.
Thanks for the call, Bob. I do not know who Knobo is. Maybe somebody listening knows of a player, a two-way player coming out of college that gives you like 300 options. I'm looking at Zoo. He's just laughing. I'm trying to find out. A two-way player plays offense and defense. Knobo is coming.
Do you ever hear of Knoble?
There were two listeners of mine who called WFAN asking two separate hosts if the Jets should take Knoble, and each host was like, they were stumped. They're like, I haven't done enough draft prep. I'm unaware. And they're reciting lines from the show.
John and Seaford, what's up, bud?
A lot of these Jets fans out there want Brock Bowers.
Yes, that is the sexy name surrounding the Jets.
I think the three options you go, O-line, receiver, or if Knoble out of college is there, you got to take Knoble. 5'7", 198, plays both sides of the ball. Not sure if you know him. Mel Kiper had him top 15 pick. What are your thoughts on Knoble?
I don't know him that well. I'll be totally honest with you. Bro, I got to do more draft prep. I don't know, you said he plays both sides of the ball. Makes me think, who plays both sides of the ball in the NFL?
We now have Knoble's testing numbers. There's a reason why Knoble has skyrocketed off the draft boards here. He has tremendous testing numbers. It's tremendous. The only knock on Knoble is he's 5'7", 198. But he's a two-way player. He can play both sides of the ball. And if you were listening to WFAN last night, it was Rob from Glenhead, not Johnny Quest impersonating Rob from Glenhead, called in to ask FAN host Keith McPherson if the Jets should consider this Knoble guy.
Let's go to Rob in Glenhead first up on the Fan.
Well, yeah, I'm out right now with my friend Neil Chipotle, just chilling out, talking Jets, smoking cigars. I was listening yesterday to your show. The guy Bobby from Vermont called up about this guy Knoble. Yeah, I think I found out who he was talking about.
Okay, what college? What school?
I didn't get that, but there was an NFL Network did a spotlight on him. Neil, look up the college this kid went to. So it's pronounced Knoble when he was in an island, but then they changed to Knoble when he came over. They were talking about. I think his brother was a 7th round pick in like 2022. Dude, the kid. Listen, I don't know if he's going to go in the first round, but he plays receiver and nickel corner. His stats are crazy.
Do you know how to spell his last name? I have not heard of this kid.
Knoble. Neil, look it up.
I can't spell shit.
40-yard dash, 4.3. Cone drill, 6.41. I don't even know if that's good. You know, you're an athlete. Is that good?
I guess 6.41. It could be faster.
Vertical, 47.
No, that's ridiculous.
The fact is this: if you're getting a receiver and a nickel, if he plays receiver, we need a receiver, right? Because Lazard's terrible. And if he's nickel corner, we have Michael Carter, who I think is going to be a free agent next year. You can't afford him, so you replace him.
I don't know, but that's what confused me yesterday. We're talking about a two-way player getting drafted and expected to play both ways?
Yeah, dude, I never heard of it, so I saw it on the NFL Network, and then when Bobby was talking about it, I'm like, that sounds familiar. I looked it up. The crazy thing, he's from like some small island near Hawaii. They have like 350 kids. It was like 13 kids on his high school team. That's why he went both ways. I know most times in New York and New Jersey, everyone goes both ways.
In high school, yeah, but in college, that's why I'm like, I haven't been watching NFL Network.
If they can get this kid in the first, I don't think he's going to fall to 10, and maybe the Giants. Maybe the Cowboys get him. Where the Cowboys pick him?
24, they're cooked.
He'll probably be gone by then.
Do you know the spelling of his name?
Oh, Neil, you got that name?
Yeah, here
all
it
right.
is.
K-A.
Yep.
N-O.
Yep.
B-L-E. I'm going to hang up and listen, Keith. Be good, all right?
Yeah, thanks for the call. So we were talking last night. Yeah, Bob from Vermont called in, was talking about this kid, and I never heard of him. K-A-N-O-B-L-E NFL draft? Nah, you guys got to be trolling me. This is like the tale of like, I don't know, like a Bigfoot or something. Like this is a two-way player that plays wide receiver, nickel corner. He's got a 47-inch vertical. I haven't heard of the guy, but I don't think two different calls would call about this Knoble guy.
How did you hold it together, man? I'm dying. What a moment in time the Knoble saga was. What a moment it was to have Joe Tippmann on the show. Big thanks to Joe for coming on and giving us 40-something minutes of his time, just days after he returned from his honeymoon and just days before the New York Jets report the training camp on Tuesday. And, man, if you weren't a Joe Tippmann fan before that conversation, I don't know how you weren't, but now you certainly are. I'll tell you what, my next jersey purchase is the next great center for the Jets. We got the Mangold here. The next jersey purchase for me is going to be the Joe Tippmann jersey. Awesome. Awesome interview. And I want to thank our guy Neil for stalking Tippmann on vacation to put the wheels in motion for this to actually happen. And don't worry, I made sure that Neil joined the show beforehand so he could say hello to Joe Tippmann. And in typical Neil fashion, Neil signed in under the name Joe Tippmann Stalker. So thank you to Neil. This FaceTime put the wheels in motion for us to get Joe on the show. So once again, the Asmaniacs are the best. Neil, as good as anyone. Comments, questions, super chats. I'll take some calls. I apologize if we couldn't get to every super chat that was sent in during the Tippmann interview. Some of the questions were redundant or didn't fit the flow of the conversation. So I just tried to pick, the best ones possible. I think we covered most of it, though. So I certainly appreciate it. Also, want to give some love to Hawk, Dorian, and there was one more, I believe. Hawk, Dorian, and I guess that was it. Only 2 memberships were gifted during the show. But thank you to Dorian and Hawk for being a part of it. Charles Gorman had a great super chat here I did want to read. Hello, Mr. Joe Tippmann. Typical Charles Gorman etiquette with that. Love the way you played last year. Keep up the good work and keep being yourself. So that's a great comment. Mike D's nuts, by the way, asking the question about snapping the ball to Rodgers was perfect. Stack wrote in earlier, this is going to be a great one. Get your popcorn ready. Infamous Julian says 260 legend, keep putting on for the city. 260 is the area code for Fort Wayne, which is where Tippmann is from. Favorite New York City food? He did answer that one, NY, which was great. He talked about pizza. Derek asked for fantasy advice. Would he take Hall over CMC? Come on now. You think he's not going to take Brees after what he said about him? So that's an easy one. V-Man wanted to know, has Tippmann had any chats with great NYJ centers of old? We covered the Nick Mangold interaction here. He broke down, in fact, what Mangold was teaching him. So we covered that. And it was an awesome conversation, man. So thanks again to Joe Tippmann. Here for the memes writes in, are you going to any practices? I'll be there 7/27. I'm locked into August 7th and 8th. I hope to go to more, but those are the ones I'm definitely locked in. So I can't wait. Cannot wait. Speaking of training camp practices, James Volpe, one of our youngest Asmaniacs, he got to meet Joe Tippmann at a training camp practice last year. The son of Matthew Volpe, who has helped us out with the Texans group buy. So shout out to Matt and James for the photo of young James with Joe Tippmann. All right, let's open it up. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Reminder, the Jake Asman merch store will be live Saturday exclusively for Patreon users. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show to get early access, 9 a.m. on Saturday Eastern Time. You also get a discount code that will give you an extra 15% off. And then the merch store opens for the rest of the public on Tuesday, July 23rd. But if you want early access, Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Huge shout out to Minnesota Jets fan for signing up for the Patreon. All right, here we go. Comments, questions, super chats. You know who we're going to first. Ladies and gentlemen, Neil. Hello, Neil.
Jake, great interview. Man, oh man. Tip is the best. I got to get the jersey also. I got to tell you right now. You got to, I don't know if you taped my pregame interview with him, but you got to show that one about the marriage. That was pretty cool.
Yep.
And we shared a cigar together. He remembered that. I was excited to hear that.
I love it. I love it, Neil.
What a super, right? Am I telling you, what a super, super nice guy. He would have stayed on for 2 hours. That's how nice he was.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you want to be respectful of the guy's time.
Yes, excellent. You did a great job. You hit all the key points, and this has got to have our fan base fired up. And he said it. The hardest guy he goes against is Quentin Williams.
I love that answer.
That is it, man. That has got to be the toughest get in the league. I mean, think about it. Blocking him one-on-one. Well, he doesn't really block him one-on-one, I don't think. But I don't know. He doesn't line up over center much, Quentin, right?
Well, he might have to at training camp practices, right? Going up against Tippmann. That's how they get him ready.
Right. Imagine him doing like a one-on-one drill with Quentin every day. Oh, God. These guys are going to be so prepared when the season starts going against our D-line that even the 49ers D-line is going to look like nothing. Let's go.
Hey, Neil, let me ask you a question, all right? Is Brock Purdy running for his life in the opener?
Bet your ass.
Is Brock Purdy going to run for his life on the opener? Yeah! He's going to die. Let's go. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets.
Let's go, baby. I'm ready for the season. Let's get to more of your calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Terrence is up next. What's up, Terrence?
Hey, what's up, Jake? I just want to say that was an amazing interview. I became so much more of a fan of Joe Tippmann because of this interview. Thank you.
I appreciate it, man. It was all him, man. I just tried to ask the questions fans want to know. And I'm a Jet fan, so I know what to ask,
So speaking of question, and with Joe Tippmann there, it goes on with him too. It's a deep one. What do you think about the franchises when they draft a player? You know how like the Jets, we haven't been in the playoffs all the time for a long time. So we've been drafting high up, right? But then these guys get developed and then we can't afford them. So I was thinking maybe they should change it, right? So that when a franchise drafts a player, they can pay that player as much as they want to keep the player and put a cap on free agency. What do you think about that?
You're talking about, so the NBA kind of has that. Now they have the tax system, but that's what's basically called bird rights, where you could go over your cap to keep your own, right? Football's never been about that because they want parity, right? They want every team to try and be 8-8, or now with 17 games, 9-8 or 8-9. That's why they have it built in where it's hard to keep teams together with the cap. That's why they have it built in where you come in first place in your division, you play a first place schedule next year. The bad teams get the top draft picks. The fourth place team has an easier schedule. So they want parity. So I don't think you're ever going to see that.
Yeah, but then that means we got Tippmann to resign, all the 4 guys from the draft to resign. I mean, are we going to be able to keep all of them? Because all the guys, they leave the Jets and then they go win Super Bowls.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Jets, like if they have a scenario where they have too many good players, I'll take that over what has been the last 15 years where they haven't had a good enough team. I mean, the Niners are loaded. They're good every year. They keep their players together. Like every year I hear about the Saints being in cap hell. All those years with Breeze and Peyton, they kept their team together. Like at the end of the day, if you're a well-run team, you find a way to keep your best players, and then you draft and develop. And that's the pipeline the Jets need to get into here, and hopefully they've started that.
I hope so, too. One last thing. Is that okay?
Go ahead.
All right, week 1, Monday night is September 9th, right? September 10th, I'm flying out to Cabo for a good friend of mine's 50th birthday party. Guess what fan he is?
Niner
49ers.
Fan? Yeah, okay. Well,
so we got to win. So when I go over there and meet him, I can brag about it the whole time.
I love it. I love it. Well, hopefully Joe Tippmann and the Jets bring us a win.
Yes, sir. Thanks a lot, Jake.
You got it, Terrence. Appreciate you, man. Good call. Let's keep it rolling here. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot of people on hold, so we'll try to get to as many as we can. Let's go to an absolute legend. Ladies and gentlemen, Chef Kevin's on the line. What's up, Kevin?
Jake, my brother, how you doing, man?
I'm good, dude. How's the Cloverleaf Tavern on this fine Thursday?
We're a little slow just because of the weather right now, which is why I'm able to quickly jump on right now. But I'll be leaving in a couple minutes to head back downstairs just because it's a little after 5 o'clock and we will get the wheels going. But because you had everyone's favorite on, we had to make sure to pay the respects. But, thank you again for taking my call, having me on your platform. Big, huge shout out to the OG Neil for being the plug, for getting this all together, man. We, as Jeff fans, really appreciate you for doing that. Just phenomenal work, Jake. With, for those new people that are watching this, like this ain't a shock to us old school as maniacs, as you've been doing these interviews for a long time, and the quality and the precision and the timeliness of your questions, man, are just like impeccable, man. I'm just appreciate the solid job that you're doing, man. It's really truly appreciated. I haven't called since July 4th with that good show, just because I was out of the country. I was in Colombia, good time for the most part, little bad towards the end. But all in all, it was a nice little trip. And thank you again for taking my my super chat, asking Tip about what's his favorite food. He said pizza. My hands started sweating. I didn't think he was gonna say gas station pizza, but I was thinking about Gary and all that. But I highly appreciate it. Thank you so much. I know you got a lot of people on hold. I just want to come here, pay my respects. Thanks again to Neil for doing that, because I met Tip at that Jets draft party, and he signed my hoodie over here. Still got it. Really cool dude. What we saw just now is a true reflection of what this guy really is, and appreciate the years to come with this guy, knowing that he's following Mawai, Mangold, and now we got our staple for the next decade at least.
Well said, Kevin. Great call, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for the super chat, and appreciate everything you always bring to the show. Excellent call. Keep it rolling here. He's right. We do have a bunch of people on hold, so let's try to get to as many as we can. Let's go to JT, who's up next. What's up, JT?
Yo, Jake. How you doing, man?
What's up, JT?
Dude, great interview with Joe Tippmann, man. That was fantastic. He is just an amazing human being. You love to have him on the Jets, man.
He's such a good dude, and that's why I think I love the YouTube platform so much. Like, because I've had players on the radio show before, and you could get something out of it, but face to face, like the format we have here, I think it plays really well for those type of interviews. So it was cool because he got to really kind of showcase his outgoing and energetic personality. And I think if you weren't a Joe Tippmann fan before that conversation, you certainly are now.
Oh man, I was a fan, but man, that just jumped him up like the list of jerseys I need to get.
Yeah.
I got a couple coming in for parts unknown. I need to make another order soon.
Let's go.
But we got the Quinnen one, rocking the Quinnen one. After that comment about Quinnen, it is so awesome that he gets to go against this dude every day in practice. Our iron sharpens iron, man. You got to love it. I'm so excited for this season.
Let's go, JT. Great call. He's right. I mean, I'm not surprised he said that, though, right? I'm not surprised that, and for those who tuned in late, we asked Tippmann, who was your toughest matchup you faced all year, and he said Quinnen Williams. Right? The best defensive line the Jets face all season is, if you're on offense, it's the Jets defense. And now hopefully, just like we saw last summer when Hard Knocks covered it, Garrett and Sauce making each other better. Hopefully, with Rodgers healthy throughout the whole year, that makes the defense better and vice versa, right? More calls right now. Let's keep it rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, we go to Johnny Boy. And Johnny Boy, I want you to know the merch store is coming Saturday for all Patreon users, but your onesie for your newborn daughter, Addison, is already on the way. It was ordered yesterday. It's coming, and I can't wait to see her in it.
Yeah, bro, I appreciate it. I was going to come up here and say thank you so much for it, man. Dude, it looks awesome. I cannot wait, and I can't wait to get the hat. I don't know if anybody saw like a sneak peek of it. If you're not on the Patreon, you're missing out. But it has the dope logo on it with the Asmaniac on it. So that's the first cop that I got to get. But Jake, man, you killed it on that interview, dude. Doesn't he give you those like Mangold, Hawaii vibes, bro? Like with the hair, dude. Like just with the mullet that he has, dude. Look, I was like, I'm gonna wait to get a jersey, but I think I'm copping his jersey, man. I like the whole vibe with that dude, bro, and I think he'll be a Jet for life. So, dude, awesome. I can't stop raving on how like amazing you are at interviews, dude. That's great, man.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Killed it, bro. But yeah, I wanted to come up here and say thank you so much for the onesie. Like I can now. My wife is so, and another one to Leanie. Leanie sent some stuff too, which was amazing. So I appreciate her as well. But Jake, you're a man of your word, and shout out to Neil. He's right. How can you not be hyped when you have Tip talking like that, man? Just a tip, baby. I think that might be the jersey I might get, man. So appreciate you, bro. Keep doing your thing, man. JETS, Jets.
I love
Let's
it.
go.
Appreciate you, man. Keep it rolling here. How many calls can we squeeze in? Let's go to Zach Bounce, who's up next. What's up, Zach?
Hey, Jake, how's it going? First off, after the way that it started today with all the technical issues, wonderful to see the recovery at 4 o'clock. Well done.
You.
Well done. I mean, I've only ever had 2 Jets jerseys in my life. The one my father gave to me, Wayne Corbett, and the one I purchased for myself, which is Nick Mangold. I've never bought another jersey. How lucky we'd have 3 centers, his right in a row of each other. Yeah, there you go. I think I have to buy a Tippmann one now.
I love it, man. I mean, look, I even said it to Tippmann when he was on the show. I'm like, look, as Jet fans, we know a lot of things. A lot of it's negative, but we do know what great center play looks like, man. And we have a rich history at that position, and Tippmann's the next great one for this team.
Yeah, I can't wait to see, you want to call your shot early, but if you love to see loyal players to the Jets. We've been lucky to have lucky centers who are loyal to us. I hope he sticks around. Future Jets Hall of Fame ring. I hope he has a great career, and way to really make us feel like we were in the room with him. Awesome interview.
I appreciate it, Zach. Thank you very much. Keep rolling here with your calls. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is Charles Eugene M. Gorman. Hello, Charles.
Hey, Jake. Congrats on the interview. Thank you for reading my comment. I actually meant it sincerely. He seems like a really good dude. I think he's going to be the next great New York Jets center for many years to come. I mean, he played very well last year. He was arguably, after Elijah Vera Tucker went down, he was literally our best offensive lineman.
Yeah, I mean, look, he was thrown into it, right? And he talked about that. I think that's going to make him better going into this year. And I'm telling you, the way Rodgers raved about him, that's notable. Like Rodgers has gone out of his way in multiple interviews to bring up Joe Tippmann. And, Rodgers is not going to do that unless he truly means it. So, you heard that.
He was the highest rated Wisconsin offensive lineman taken in last year's draft since Cleveland Browns legend and Hall of Famer Joe Thomas.
Yeah, I mean, he's expected to be good. He was impressive as a rookie last year, so he's only going to get better now.
He got voted to the all-rookie team.
He did.
He was very good, and I was very impressed with him. I was very impressed with his pass blocking, very impressed with his run blocking, very impressed with his communication, very impressed with his leadership. I know a lot of Jet fans, well, yeah, he was good, but he wasn't great. Well, he has a chance to be great. And look, with this offensive line that we have with John Simpson, Tyron Smith, Olu Fashanu, Morgan Moses, and Elijah Vera Tucker, hopefully he stays healthy this time around. We should have not just a great offensive line, but a good offensive line. And, that to me is very, very important because we haven't had a good one since 2015, and especially the last time when we made the playoffs in 2010. And, I've been preaching about, I know I'm mostly a Jets fan, both New York teams the Jets and the Giants bolstering up their offensive line units because the game was won and lost in the trenches. And I've been wanting both teams to build up the offensive line for years. I know there was just report that the Jets were kind of pushing and getting John Runyon Jr., but hey, he went to the Giants and he's a good player. So that's what matters the most. But they got John Simpson, who was a better run blocker than a pass blocker, correct?
Yeah, and I'm excited for Simpson, and Tippmann even mentioned him as well. Now, Charles, did you get an email with the confirmation of your
Yes, I did.
Gorman tank top that's coming?
Yes. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, in honor of Charles Gorman, the Asmaniac merch store has tank tops, white beater Gorman, baby. You can get it when it launches on Tuesday, or if you're on Patreon, you can start purchasing your items on Saturday. Charles, you're going to look good in that Jake Asman tank top. I can't wait.
I hope so, man. I hope so. Another thing I want to add is that I'm surprised no one asked him who his favorite football player was growing up.
They did.
Who was it?
He gave 3 offensive linemen.
I just came back home around 4:10, 4:15. So, who was it?
You're gonna have to go rewind and watch it back.
I'll look into it. Anyways,
one of them was Nick Mangold, though.
Oh, that was great. That's an easy one. Hopefully, he'll make it to the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Anyways, peace out, Jake. Stop with that damn chewing noise in the background.
What do you mean? It's you chewing.
I'm not chewing anything.
Maybe not this second, but that was you previously. Wow, you just left. Gorman storming off. Storming Gorman. How about that? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, do I want to take this guy's call? We were having such a good show. I'll take it, but he's on a very short leash. Ladies and gentlemen, JJ is up next. Hello, JJ.
How's it going, friends, family, Jets fans? What's going on, people? Yo, real quick. All right, so I only have one complaint, and it's not really a complaint. It's more like a suggestion. So this really applies to anybody going to the training camps. Last year and the year prior, I went to a bunch of the training camps that were open, and they do this weird thing where they have the offense. So if you've ever been to like the training camp, they have like the first field, which is close to the bleachers and all the fans. Then they have a second field, which is a little bit further away, and then they have a third field. For some odd reason, they have like Aaron Rodgers and the skills players warming up all the way away from us. And then when it comes to like team stuff or routes on air and all that stuff, they put them on the furthest field to where you can't see them. They have the defense super close, but no one came to see the defense. We're there to see Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson. When they do like team stuff, 12 on 12 and all that, then they come back over. But like, it's weird. Like they just try to put Aaron Rodgers as far away from the fans as possible. Like we're here to see him. I want to see him for the whole entire time that I'm there. And then on top of that, they only have like 8 open practices available to the fans. Whereas if you look around the league, other teams have like pretty much every training camp practice open to the fans, if not, more than 8, which is weird. Like, I don't know why they don't.
That's not necessarily true.
If you look at the Bills have 12 open practices on for their fans.
I'm not saying that other teams don't have more, but I can tell you it's not every team has more than the Jets. I was in Houston for 6 years. The Texans probably had less than what the Jets do.
Yeah, and that's why the Texans suck and they don't have that big of a fan base. I think the Jets fans, as fans, we deserve to have more open practices because it's not fair. Not everyone can make it to the certain days that they have. Like, they have the most weirdest days during the week. They have like a Tuesday and a Wednesday. All I'm saying is it's not fair to the fans the way that they schedule the open practices. They should make it more accommodating to people. That's all I'm saying. Maybe I speak for myself, but
no,
and then they don't, and it's impossible to get tickets for it too. I only got tickets because I'm a season ticket holder, so they give me a pre-sale. But all my friends who are trying to get tickets, they told me they get sold out within 2 minutes. I mean, like, I don't know.
Do you want to go, JJ? What days do you need tickets for? I got you.
No, did you not hear what I said? I already have the tickets.
But I will take care of your friends if you just stop complaining about things I can't control. No, what do you want from me?
I have enough for my friends. I'm good. They're good, but they wanted to get them on their own. They don't like to have to rely on old JJ all the time. But I come through. I get them. I make sure to get more because I know it's impossible for people who don't have season tickets to get them. All I'm saying is have more practices so that more people can go, so that it's not as hard, and stop making the offense practice on the other side of the field. That's all I'm saying.
All right, look, I don't have any issue with those complaints. I don't think we needed to do it on July 18th, but I'm glad you got that off your chest.
No, we got to do it on July 18th because it starts next week, and I'm tired of it. I'm
So
tired of
on
it.
a day
So
where we had Joe Tippmann on, who was awesome, we got to complain about the practice schedule and the sight lines for the offense?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for the time, JJ. I mean, you're not wrong, but I'm not going to get that worked up over it right now. Gary's also on hold right now. I can't do it. I can't. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to space out Gary before we go to him. And instead, what I'm going to do is do something that all of us need right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Bobby time.
Well, you know I love to talk and hate to tell you, Jake. When is your next show? Alan is a cartoon character. Bobby.
Jake, you did an excellent job interviewing him. He is a great player, and we have to thank Neil for getting him too for you.
Oh yeah.
So Neil's a great guy. So
it was all Neil. Without Neil stalking Joe Tippmann on vacation in February, none of this would have happened.
I think he was stalking him. I told you I met Leonard Marshall at a restaurant, did I?
I mean, Neil himself labeled himself as Joe Tippmann's stalker.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Sorry about that. I didn't know he did that. But I met Leonard Marshall at a restaurant. My aunt had to get the autographs for us because
really,
yeah. The hostess did not know where she set us next to him. My mouth dropped like crazy when I saw him. So Tippmann, he's from Wisconsin.
He played at Wisconsin.
Oh, okay. Like Allen did, right?
Braylon Allen, yep.
Oh, so they know each other, yeah.
They were teammates, yeah.
Yeah, he does look like Mangold, doesn't he? And what was the other guy's name? Before Mangold?
Kevin Mawai?
Yeah. They all had the beards and the thing. They're good. Very good. I like the guy.
What?
You did excellent on your thing. You did an excellent job.
Was there anything I should have asked him that you wanted to ask him? Anything I forget?
No, you did excellent. Neil said you did perfect.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
All right.
The Bobby stamp of approval. Did you get a actually, you know what? I haven't placed it yet. But you're gonna get an email, Bobby, when your hat is confirmed that I'm buying for you in the merch store.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
The bucket hat you wanted, right?
Yeah, the bucket black hat. Yeah, definitely.
It's coming your way. All right.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
When's your next show?
Well, if I have time after this show.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
Good.
Sounds good.
Good.
I don't know if Nick's going on later. I don't know. I don't know. He went on last night, so I don't know. All right, so we'll talk to you soon. Be
All right.
good.
See you later, Bobby.
Okay, bye-bye.
See you later.
Bye.
What? I'm saying goodbye.
Okay, goodbye.
Why can't you hang up? Why do I have to hang up?
Oh, I'll hang up then.
All right. Wow, you actually hung up?
Well, you know I have my own YouTube show. If I'm awake, I'm going live. Unless Jake has a show, Bobby.
Big fella says, I can't tell if Bobby tired or hustle chilling. I mean, he was more energetic on the first show. Tom writes in, I wish the entire O-line grew mullets as a brotherhood. I love that. I love what Tippmann said about Rodgers' stash, by the way, speaking of facial hair and hairstyles. By the way, shout out to you, Tom Ace. I saw what you ordered in that merch store. Let's go. Let's go, Tom Ace. Tom going with the Gorman tank and the Asmaniac hoodie. I love it. All right, more calls right now. I guess I got to do it. Folks, Gary in Fort Worth. Hello, Gary.
What's up, Jake, in New York City? How are you?
Hello, Gary. I'm good.
Good. So I just know that I didn't get to watch the first show live today. I was way late on it, but I did get to listen to it. And I just saw the big fella's tweet. So I'm 5'11", 180 pounds, and I wear a large. And you're telling me he's got me by 100 pounds, and he only wears an extra large? I got to call that into question. He's got me by 100 pounds. How does he only wear one size bigger? Like, that's a 3X if I've ever seen one.
Oh, I hope he's actually an XL because that's what I ordered from today.
I'm guessing he's cutting the sleeves off of it. Because an extra large isn't even going to fit him on the arms, right? Like, how's he wearing it? I got to call into that question. I'm not calling him fat. I'm just saying he's got me by 100 pounds. And he wears one size bigger shirt.
I don't know, Gary. What do you want me to say? He's lying. He's actually a 2X, not an XL. I don't know.
Did he actually order the XL?
I wanted to gift him a shirt. He told me XL. That's what I ordered.
Did he message you off air like, hey, bro, actually it's a 3X?
He said XL.
Okay. I want a picture.
Let's talk about Joe Tippmann for a second.
Yeah.
What did you think of the Tippmann interview?
The interview was great. I thought he was a good pick, right? He's worked out so well, but he's a great dude. The only complaint I had is he had braids and now he's going with the mullet. That's backwards. Go with the braids. The braids are way superior to the mullet.
So you like the pick though? You think he's going to be good?
Yeah, no, I think it was a quality pick, right? He's turned out so far so good, right?
Who drafted him? I forget.
Joe Douglas drafted him.
Oh, okay.
The same guy that took Zach Wilson drafted him.
Right.
Yeah.
Joe Douglas also drafted though Elijah Vera Tucker,
Elijah Moore,
Michael Carter, Brees Hall, Jermaine Johnson, Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson.
Mims. Yeah, when you draft in the top 10, you should get good players. Yes, he did draft those guys, and those are good picks. When you draft in the top 10, you better get good players because there's a reason why you're drafting in the top 10. It's because you're not very good. So when you're not very good, and then you draft guys like Becton and Zach Wilson, that's a problem. Why are you trying to get me fired up? We're having a nice call, and then you got to get me fired up.
Ladies and gentlemen, he was just called a liar by Gary. The big fella has called in. Hello, big fella.
Gary, what do you care about what the fuck I'm wearing, bro?
I've got to look. I'm a man of logic and reason. I'm 5'11", 180. I wear a large. You're 6'5", 280 or whatever, and you're wearing a
6'4".
Oh, sorry, 6'4". Distinction without a difference.
6'4". He's getting me riled up right now.
That's what he does, big fella. This is what he does.
Why does this guy care about what I'm wearing? You know what I mean? It makes no sense. I'll show you. When I wear the shirt, you will see it.
Okay. And I want to see the tag. I want to see the tag that has 1X.
It's an XL. I ordered it today for him.
All right.
Why do you care?
You ever watch Curb Your Enthusiasm and someone says something like suspicious to Larry to kind of give him that look like, okay.
How is this suspicious, bro? What are you talking
about? 280. That's a big fella.
I am, dude. If I did not look, if I wore a 2X, it would be baggy on me, okay? Because my body is different. Okay, not everybody's built the same. Okay?
I understand, but if you're 6'4", 280, that ain't all in your legs, bro. 6'4", 280 is a big boy.
I don't have a beat of any of that shit. All right, so I don't know why you give a shit what I look like. Now you got me a little upset right now, man.
I didn't mean to get you upset, big fella.
Can we kiss and make up here so I can move on? Good God.
I'm not mad at you. It's fine, right? I hope you're not mad at me. I hope you didn't take it the wrong way.
I'm not mad at you. It's just a little concern to know that you care about what I wear, bro.
It just seems suspicious. I don't care what you wear.
Joe Douglas should have been fired 2 days before he was hired.
I can't do it. I do JJ bad enough, and then into Gary talking about big fella shirt size. It just stabbed me in my eyes. Oh my God, that was brutal. Weed the People is up next. Hello, Weed. Weed. I can't hear you, Weed. Oh my God.
Hear me now?
Yeah, now we hear you.
What's up, Jake? You're laughing at Gertrude?
I'm laughing at it all, Weed.
I figure I'd bring some positivity after having fucking JJ and Gary on the show, for a little bit of positive vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Gertrude's making orange chairs. I'm going to start selling them for Bobby.
When are you gonna let her out of the cage?
When we win the Super Bowl. She's all for it. Yeah, she's all for it now. Look at her. She stole my hat when I was sleeping.
How?
I don't know how she got out of the cage somehow.
Interesting. All right.
She's committed, though. She went right back in. Yeah, man. Great interview with Tippmann, Jake. You have a great day.
Weed, thank you. God. This show, man. Hit the like button, please, for the love of God. We need more likes. We've added 2 channel members during the show. Shout out to all the Asmaniacs out there. Episode 4 of the Best of the Jake Asman Show is exclusively available right now for Asmaniacs. There's also another members-only video I posted where I did a radio interview on ESPN Albany talking Jets. You can hear that full interview if you're an Asmaniac as well. BMAC up next. Hello, BMAC. BMAC?
Hey, Jake. Great interview with Joe Tippmann, man. I enjoyed it a ton. You know what I mean? He seems like a nice, chill, relaxed dude. Shame on JJ for not even coming on and acknowledging him. You know what I mean?
No, you wanted to complain about not having enough practices. Great.
Yeah, it's just come on, Jake brought on Joe Tippmann on, and all you need to talk about some bleachers and some training camp like JJ. You know, relax, be positive, man. And then the other thing is when we gonna get a Jordy Nelson interview.
What Nelson? Oh, Jordy Nelson, BMAC. I don't know. I don't have a direct connection to Jordy Nelson, so it might be hard. Thank you. I'll work on that. Believe me, I'd love to have him on. I'll tell you who's probably more obtainable than Jordy Nelson. Randall Cobb, who announced his retirement today, and he's joining the SEC network. Randall Cobb and I are now co-workers at ESPN, so I can work on that for you, BMAC. Jet It Out writes in, thank you, positive fans. Interview was as fantastic. I love it. Thank you, Jet It Out. Ladies and gentlemen, super chat for the big fella. I apologize for the language, Jake. I've been sick, and that hit the wrong way. You don't have to apologize for Gary's nonsense, big fella. Don't worry. Oh, my God. Don't worry. Ladies and gentlemen, a very special guest has showed up here for a very special Q&A. Wait, hold on. I don't see if this works. Here you go. Take the microphone.
Hello?
I hear you. Do people hear you?
This is so awkward.
Carly's here, the director of merch store operations. Q&A on the merch store to wrap up the show. That's what we're going to do here. Talk so people can actually hear you in the chat, though.
Can you hear me in the chat?
1, 2, 1, 2. Yes, people can hear you. Great.
Oh, my gosh.
All right. Q&A on the merch store to wrap up the show here. Here we go. Anything you guys are unsure about, items we offer. Here were a couple questions that came up during the Tippmann interview. Shorts. People want Asmaniac shorts.
In the works. In the works.
My dad wants to know if you brought cookies.
I did not.
GTA says someone call Bobby. No, not Bobby. All right. Merch store. How about I go through it real quick?
Sure.
And then we'll wrap it. Here we go. I'm going to pull it up separately, and we'll go through it and then answer any questions because it's launching once again Saturday for Patreon users.
At 9 a.m.
9 a.m. All right, here we go. Watch this. Shadow, say I told you the biggest question is when are men's shorts dropping?
Soon. Next drop.
Also, why are you like ducking? Just grab that chair.
I didn't see there was a chair for me.
I came prepared here. All right, let's quickly go through this here. We're getting too many questions, though. It's just like, let's just do a merch store Q&A. Here we go. Going through it. We'll go full screen, go through each item here. Jaden wants to know, how big is the sticker? Well, let's find out.
I believe there's 3 different size options.
3x3, 4x4, 5.5. There you go. Sarah wants to know, does it ship to Australia?
I believe so.
I think it does.
It definitely ships to Israel, so.
There we go.
We already got an order.
Weed the People wants to know, you need to make some Asmaniac bongs. Weed, I don't think that is allowed.
I don't think so.
Okay. Once again, merch store Q&A. Tom says you sound very different on the mic.
Do I really?
You just don't sound as energetic.
Sorry.
Bring the energy. Come on.
I'll be more energetic. I hope everybody's excited about the merch store.
Yes. We're pumped up. All right, let's go through more items here. Now, a couple people have asked about the hats in the merch store. If you want all the different colors, the best thing to do in the store is click on a hat you like and notice there's a bunch of different color options per hat in the store.
The best way to do it is look at the color of the logo on it. So if you know you want like a black hat with a white logo, look for the one that says white logo, and then it will be in the options.
Good advice right there. Now, so that's an example of the trucker hat I just pulled up. The snapback hat offers different options as well. A lot of options. The most amount of color options, because people have asked me what the difference is, are the snapback hats. You can see you can mix and match any of the colors you want, including the camo one, which I think is going to be a big
I like
hit.
the camo.
And then this one, what would this be? This is just silver?
Yeah, that is the dark gray.
Dark gray, and then this is the silver.
That's the silver.
All right, so you can see right here, black, silver, spruce, green, camo, dark gray, silver. Bunch of options there. Go through the kids line. This was a big one.
Oh, the kids line is great. We have all sizes, actually. We have onesies. We have baby t-shirts, kids t-shirts, hoodies. Yeah, basically also another tip I can give is just read the descriptions. It will tell you if something runs small. Like, for example, I think one of the sweatshirts runs small and it says it runs small. So I got a medium when I would typically get a small.
So let's see. Let's go through Jake Asman Show Youth for the kids. You can select the sizes here. These are all kid sizes. So make sure when you buy something.
No, that's youth. There's a difference. It
Oh,
says youth.
Oh, okay. So there's
But
youth
like
and kids.
Well, there's a difference because if you go to kids and then go to like the baby jersey, the middle. Yeah. So like that's baby sizes, obviously. So go to select a size. So 6 to 12 months, 12 to 18, and 18 to 24 months.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Okay.
So just make sure you read the descriptions, and then if you have questions, you can ask me.
All right. Next one. Let's skip ahead to the Charles Gorman section.
Of course.
The tanks.
Yes.
Break it down for us. What do we need to know?
I didn't know I was like doing this right now.
Yeah, I surprised you with this.
I'm sweaty. Sorry, everyone. So you have the Asmaniac tank and you have the Jake Asman Show logo tank. This one comes in black or white, like Charles wears, and the other one only comes in white right now. We will perhaps introduce a black tank top with the Jake Asman Show logo at a later date.
All right. That's good info there. Let's do the stickers. Let's do the drinkware. A lot of people have asked about the iced coffee.
Oh, the drinkware is a hit.
Do I have a coffee line and you didn't tell me?
Maybe. Look at that beautiful color of that coffee. It's
Does
like
it come with coffee?
I wish.
Okay.
We'll work on that. You know how like Big Cat has his coffee line? We could maybe make an Asman Show coffee line.
I like that. Here's the problem, right? A lot of people think that when they, I guess the only way to show you is by hitting all. I noticed this earlier. Why is this black tank top here the only one that features an actual model?
Because I fucked up.
Language, come on.
Excuse me. Oh my gosh.
The family show.
On behalf of the Jake Asman Show, we apologize for the foul language.
We doing here? Come on. Yeah. So if you order the black tank top, to be clear, this guy doesn't come with it.
No, I don't think so.
All right.
Look at the green though. That's very nice. Somebody ordered that. The army green. I love that.
I didn't even know we had this. That's good. And it comes in black, charcoal green, military.
Nope, that's charcoal heather.
Oh, charcoal heather.
Oh my gosh.
And we got plenty of big sizes.
Yes. People were asking about the sizes. I think mostly everything goes up to 3X. There are certain things that go to 5X if you need that.
Big fellow with a super chat. He says, Jake, I just sent you a pic of the size of my shirt I'm wearing today. Proof Gary. Let's see if he actually did this. Incredible. All right, folks. From the Discord, from the big fella, proof that he is an XL. Unbelievable. All right. Back to the wrap-up Q&A for the merch store here, which once again, when does it launch, Carly?
So for patrons, it launches Saturday at 9 a.m. And then the general public, it will be Tuesday, probably at 9 a.m. also, Eastern time.
There you go. All right. back to the tour here. What is your personal favorite item in the store?
That's a really good question. What did I get? I got a sweatshirt. I got 2 sweatshirts, actually. I got a hoodie and a crew neck. Oh, I know what my personal favorite item in the store is. It's something actually not supposed to be there, but somebody bought it, so I just left it there. There's a Kicks by Carly hat hidden somewhere. If you could find it, you win.
What do they win? They win the hat?
Well, you win the ability to purchase the hat.
Which hoodie did you get? You're an influencer.
I don't remember. I definitely got... No, I actually don't remember what I got. No, I think I got the gray one with the Asman Show logo in white, maybe. Or maybe I got it in... No, it wouldn't be that.
I think you got this hoodie in gray, if I remember.
No, I didn't. Because I got the dark gray, definitely.
Oh, you know what? You got the... you didn't get a hoodie. You got the crew neck.
No, I got one hoodie and one crew neck.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what I got.
All right.
I think I got one in green, maybe.
Couple questions here before we wrap. If you have any questions about the merch store before it launches, this is what we're doing here. Q&A. Carly helped build out the whole store, so she can answer all the questions that I can't. Sko wants to know, are we getting joggers and shorts? Shorts, yes. Do they offer joggers?
Shorts for sure. Joggers, I don't know. We will definitely be introducing more like sweatpants and stuff like that as we get closer to the winter. Nobody needs sweatpants in July. I'm sweating.
Snowball wants to know, Asmaniac button-down polo like the Jet Ones VR wears.
I don't know what VR wears.
Those are like Hawaiian-style shirts.
Oh. You want Hawaiian shirt?
It's Hawaiian Shirt Friday.
Okay. I'll look into it.
Peter says, camo hat, get a slap for fishing. I agree. Addison says, are you going to make an orange Asmaniac shirt for Gary?
Does Gary only wear orange?
He wears orange a lot.
Maybe he's a Syracuse fan.
He's not. He's a Texas fan.
Well, he could also be a Syracuse fan.
Maybe, I guess.
Whatever.
Hold on. Mother effing Chew has gifted a membership here. Let me find this. We're going to wrap up here shortly. Last chance if you have any merch questions. If you tuned in expecting to hear from Joe Tippmann, go back to the first 45 minutes of today's show. Mother effing Chew, this one is for you.
Choo, mother effing choo.
If you hear your name, you got a membership. Sean Bennett, you are the recipient of the channel membership. Congratulations.
I thought you were going to let me do a live read.
Do you want to do it?
Well, it's over. You read it. Sean Bennett.
Could someone do me a favor and give some memberships so she could read names real quick? And then we're ending this. Tom Ace, great question. Knoebel shirt jersey needed.
Yeah, in the next drop. Once again, if you guys are missing something specific like that, like a meme type thing, a funny thing, all of that stuff is coming in a later drop. This was just the initial drop, so it's just Asmaniac. I'm like showing things. I'm so off camera. Just Asmaniac logo and Jake Asman Show logo and one Kicks by Carly hat that happened to get in there.
That we're sending to Bobby Midnight.
We are sending it to Bobby. That's why it was in there in the first place, and then I forgot to take it off, and somebody bought it. So thank you. I believe it was David.
King Lowski says, stop her from talking, please.
I'm so sorry, Lowski.
Man. Come on, King. Can't we all just get along? DNAC says, Jake, what size do you wear in the merch store? T-shirt's a large.
Yes.
I've been going with, and then the sweatshirt is the one that's the size too little, so it'll be a medium.
Okay, that means
large.
it runs small. So if something runs small, that means you go one size up from your normal size. Also, sweatshirt should always be like bigger than you need it. It shouldn't be skin tight.
Baby bottles. Johnny Boy called in earlier. I told him that the onesie is already on the way.
It is. I did get that notification. Baby bottles. I don't know if they carry them. The other thing that they don't carry, I'm really sorry about this, is shot glasses. We're going to try to figure something else out, a different means of production or something, because those are definitely important to the Asmaniacs.
John says bumper stickers.
I can do magnets. And the only thing with the bumper stickers is because the logo is basically a square. I'm literally doing things off camera. Because his logo is like a square, like you could see here. Oh, wow. Thank you.
Can't go too far. Then people see my light switch.
Oh, my gosh. A light switch. The logo is too square to do bumper stickers unless you want it to say like the Jake Asman Show like 3 times across, which if you want that, just let me know. I can make that happen.
How about Asmaniac stickers? We have the Jake Asman Show ones.
I can do that.
All right, we will do that. We'll get that up. Super chat here from Craig. Hold on. There it is. Congrats, Jake. Mrs. Craig and I can't wait to order off the city now to meet up with Luke and Sarah. Jets. Let's go. Yeah. Tom writes in Asmaniac flamethrower and lunchbox. Jake Asman action figure with kung fu grip. Can we do action figures?
I don't think so.
All right. That'll be the next one. John wants a V-Man bumper sticker.
Okay, once again, anything funny that involves a Asmaniac, a member of the show, one of the fellow viewers, will be in a future drop. So we will have some Bobby themed shirts. We will have, is that Bobby waving down there?
Oh, yes, it is.
Aw, that's so cute. Hi, Bobby.
We'll get to him. Don't worry.
Okay. What else will we have? I forgot in terms of like funny things based on Asmaniacs. Other people. I don't know. We'll have a lot of funny stuff. We'll have some like chicken and pasta shirts, something about gas station pizza. Yeah.
V-Man sleeping on a t-shirt?
Totally.
Okay.
All for it.
All right.
I will say with stuff like that, it's going to be on just like a more basic line. Like you're not going to have like a million different products to purchase it on. It'll probably just be on like a t-shirt.
Tom says, how long will shipping take? Tom, I can answer this. It's about a week to 10 days on most of the items I've seen so far. So it's pretty quick. It's honestly pretty good.
It's quick. Also, everything's made to order at this point. Well, actually, that was a lie. But certain things are made to order, so it takes a tiny bit longer, but it's not. Yeah, I think what day did I order? Tuesday, maybe. And it said it's coming next Tuesday. So a week.
King Lowski wants an Asmaniac ashtray.
I don't think they carry that.
My dad says I am an Asmaniac.
He is the Asmaniac, actually.
All right. Almost done here. Sluggo wants to know, does size matter?
Calm your freaky down.
Any comments?
Yes.
Of course it matters. You got to get the right size for your merch. All right, ladies and gentlemen, going to wrap up our show with a guy who's been going like this for however long Carly's been on here for the merch store Q&A. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Bobby time, but here's what we're going to do. Carly, we'll have you pick which Bobby intro you want. You have 10 of them to choose from right here. Which one do you want? You're talking to the mic.
Okay, sorry. Can you play number 7, please?
7? Ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
Oh, I'm doing another Zoom meeting. Oh, farts, Jake's going live. Gotta end my friggin' stream. Bobby.
Carly, where's Carly?
She disappeared.
Carly,
No, I'm here. I can't hear him, but I know he just said hi, Carly.
You want to translate?
No, I think I can understand Bobby just from.
Thank you very much for helping Jake launch this.
Okay,
You're
maybe
a
I
nice
can.
lady.
He said, you're a nice lady. He said, thank you for helping me launch this, and you're a nice lady.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and this is
And
nice
thank you.
to have you two together on the same show like that. That was very nice.
Calm your freaky down.
Hey, I'm waiting for King Lowski to drop that egg when he laughs. That's when. But I did get the bucket hat. I'm getting the bucket hat.
We're going to order it for you.
I know. I never got one before.
He wants a bucket hat. I don't know. You didn't see the first show today. He wants a bucket hat in black. So that's what he's getting. And your
And not the white one.
Okay, we can make that happen for you, Bobby.
All right. Carly's awesome and Jake's awesome.
Hey, Bobby, here we go. Now, I just figured out a solution how you could see Carly.
There I am.
There she is. She's awesome. Her voice is awesome. Cut it out, Jake. Not Jake, King Lowski. Stop. Be nice to her. Oh, I'm still Robert Midnight. Oh my God, I gotta change that. Okay, guys.
I don't need to translate that one. That's fine.
I
Any other
hope
thoughts, Bobby?
I hope you have a good dinner tonight.
Let's go back to the first time you and Carly met, Bobby. What a moment it was.
Hi, Carly. First time I talked to you, you're a nice lady. Where are you from, New York?
And now look at us, Bobby.
Yeah, together go.
Yeah.
Fourth date.
Yeah,
That's the
started
fourth date,
from the
right?
bottom. Now we're here.
Fourth date, right?
Fourth.
Yeah, you going out to dinner together?
Are we going out to dinner?
Yes.
No, we're not.
Oh, Oh, Jake, I think you should.
He said, Jake, I think you should.
We're going to yoga.
Oh, yoga.
That was his choice, not mine.
That'd be a little different pace than the Pilates.
I hope it doesn't kill me like the last one did, Bobby.
Well, you have to wrap up your legs and all these weird looking. I
You have to wrap up your legs on weird looking things.
Yeah. Well, you sit in the locust. What is that position? Locust?
Locust? You know what he's talking about?
I have no idea what he's saying.
This is above my pay grade, Bob. I only know football and
That's
sports.
yoga. You cross your legs. That's yoga, isn't it?
Give us an example. Can you show us what you mean?
No, I wouldn't not be able to do that.
What do you mean?
No, my legs are not gonna be able to do that.
Why don't we end on a high note, Bob? Get in the chair. Come on. Give us the orange chair.
Yeah, of course I will do that.
Let's
I can do
go.
that.
Let's go.
Yeah, do that for Carly.
Yeah.
And you too, Jake.
This is what we need, Bobby.
I just gotta move it over.
He said he's doing it for Carly.
Oh, thank you, Bobby. It's an honor.
But I think what you call it?
Hit the emoji, people. History is being made here to wrap up
I
an
think
epic show.
Gator gave me he better work on my weight too. So on that chair.
Do you want him to make you fatter in the emoji? Is that what you're saying, Bobby?
Well, I'm not that skinny to begin with.
I think you're great.
I'm trying to lose the weight though.
He's trying to lose some weight.
Yes.
Me too.
You know what? He doesn't have to lose weight. What are you talking about?
He says you don't have to lose weight. What are
You're
you talking about?
toothpick.
Oh, thank you.
You said
You're
called you a toothpick.
That's
How are
very
you good at-
kind and not true.
Well, you're skinnier than I am. I'm a fat ass. Oh,
He
sorry.
says
for
you're
the
skinnier than I am. I'm a fat ass.
How do you read this? It goes so quick.
It's not easy. People think this is easy. They don't get these jobs.
No,
for
I
chimps.
literally feel like I'm watching like a scientist in the lab right now.
And then people get mad if I miss their $2 super chat. I'm like, I apologize. I'm not doing it on purpose.
I wish I could like explain to everybody the setup. I'm mesmerized.
It's pretty wild. Bobby, how's the chair?
Oh, very comfortable. Yes.
All right. You look good.
Yeah, I look good too. Yeah.
Well, thanks for making this show great, Bobby. Appreciate
Well,
you.
hopefully your yoga goes good. Then take her out to dinner. That's all I have to say.
Where should I take her? Should we go back to the McDonald's where she had 70 chicken
No,
McNuggets?
no, take her out to a nice place. She deserves it. Oh, she's helping you out.
What about
Yes.
authentic Italian? I'm thinking Times
Oh.
Square, Olive Garden.
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah.
Margaritaville, Times Square.
That's where the ESPN New York holiday party was.
Margaritaville
That's
is
funny.
good. Yeah. Olive Garden uses fake chicken. You know, that frozen chicken they use. They don't use regular chicken.
Mhm.
I cook regular chicken. I asked them, do you use regular chicken? No, we use frozen chicken.
What are you cooking for dinner tonight?
I already had dinner.
You already ate. It's not even 6. Damn.
Well, I eat before 6.
I see. All right.
I have raviolis tonight. That's Italian.
Well, Bobby, thank you, my friend. We'll talk to
Yeah,
you soon.
thank you for having me on with Carly. Bye,
All
Carly.
right. Carly, pick the outro you want for Bobby.
Oh my goodness.
Just say a number.
Do the original.
The OG? All right. Farewell,
Yeah.
Bobby.
Well, you know I love the Yankees and the Jets, and to read the super chats are more than just a hat. Bobby.
All right, that does it. Thank you to Joe Tippmann. Shout out again to Neil for stalking Joe on vacation back in February for putting in the necessary work for it to finally happen today. Once again, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Jets report the training camp on Tuesday, which is the same day the merch store launches. So definitely be ready for that when it launches. JakeAsman.com/shop is where you could find everything. Thanks to Carly for the Q&A.
Oh, anytime.
That's going to do it for us. Best of the Jake Asman Show. Episode 4 is available for every Asmaniac on YouTube. If you haven't seen it yet, here's a short clip from that. I'll talk to you guys soon. Go Jets.
Bobby, when the sun goes down in a little while, I'm going with my 69-year-old girlfriend
Yeah.
to take a walk on the beach in Palm Beach. I'm 60. She's 69. I love hanging out
Oh,
with
you
her.
like the older women? You like the cool?
I don't like those ones in
Bobby.
calm your freaky down.
Bobby, you can't ask Keith if he likes cougars. Come on.
I know, but she's 9 years older than him. I'm only kidding, Keith.
You know, when you sing New York, New York, I want
Yeah.
you to go back and play the post 9/11 game at Shea Stadium when Liza Minnelli came out on the field to
Yeah.
sing New York. I asked Jake to make a video to Edgemo you in with your face with
Yeah.
Liza kicking her legs up with the police officers holding her by her arms.
If I can make it there, go. Anywhere it's up to you. New York, New York. Yeah, I'll do that. Oh, is that Gary's wife? Hi, Gary's wife. Oh, there she is. Got a good looking